the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan.
Time is what really dictates agenda. If you don't know what time it is, you might be doing the right thing at the wrong time and get not the right results. The question that we have to ascertain is, where are we? Not in this time, but in God's time. There is a spiritual dimension to this problem.
Yes.
And that we have to consider. Are we working against what God wants? Or are we working in harmony with what God wants for a people that this book delineates clearly that something is wrong?
Yes.
Wrong with the government in which we live, wrong with the leaders that lead us, wrong with us in the way we respond to our enemy and each other. This nation is not about poor people, whether they're black, brown, red, yellow, or white. This nation is about rich people, privileged people, powerful people, and to hell with the weak, the poor. They must serve. Now, Harry Belafonte said a few weeks before Martin Luther King was assassinated, they were meeting to talk about the march in Memphis. He went over to his brother, and according to his words, he said, "Martin, you seem melancholy. What's troubling you?" And Dr. King said, "I fear that I am integrating my people into a burning house." We don't see the fire, but the house is burning. He said to my dear brother Harry Belafonte, we have to be firemen to put the fire out. I said, no, we must let the fire burn. When John baptized Jesus, he said, I baptize you with water, but there's one coming after me that will baptize you with fire. Why fire? Because nothing remains in its present form when fire touches it. America must be burned. Listen to me, because I really don't care no more about what anybody thinks. Because if we're going to go down this road and make a covenant, we can't make another covenant with death. You said, Tavis, what is that word about promise?
Barbara Jordan, what the American people want is simple. They want an America as good as its promise.
Well, America is no good at all. If you have made a promise that you don't keep, what are you? You are a liar. Did they promise the Native Americans? Did they write it in treaties? Did they fulfill it? Did they promise us 40 acres and a mule? Did they fulfill it? Brown versus the Board of Education. 50 years later, where's the promise? Is it fulfilled, or are we still in segregated schools? The right to vote, you got it? But the minute they gave it to you, they were finding ways to take it back from you. Can't you open your eyes and see the house is burning? We are dying every day, and we're in a hell of a condition because we've made a covenant with a government that is death itself, with a people that have lied to us, deceived us, and murdered us, and rubs us good on one side and kicks us in the behind on the other. You are a deceived people. If you don't have the testicular fortitude to say what needs to be said, then sit down and stop trying to say you speak for our people and the hurt of the poor. Now I close. Excuse me. I think I'm getting excited. I applaud this covenant, but it demonstrates our impotence, because in many of the chapters it keeps going back to not only what we do, but really we start looking to the same liar that has continued to promise but never fulfill. And that's why God said, if my people, which are called by my name, will humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear from heaven, forgive your sins and heal your land. So don't look to them, look to God. Look to yourself, break your covenant with hell and death, then make a covenant with Black America, and let's help implement a roadmap that will free us, and the whites that will be freed can be freed by this. The Mexicans, the Hispanics can be freed by this roadmap. We are a universal people. But those at the top, they're on their way to hell. And if I got any power, I want to push them into hell as fast as I can. We are a full nation now, and we got to stop thinking like Negroes and colored people and shines and ham bones, and start thinking like free men and women who don't want to live on a plantation no more. I got to go.
The ZoWhat Morning Show is back in the building. And it's really time for some real work today. Is it too late? Has the burning house, can they hear me? Can they see me? Can they hear me? Is it too late? Has the burning house already consumed all of us? I'm going to be playing several clips today because I want to bring home a point. Has the burning house already consumed us? The minister was saying something that was quite profound. He was talking about the physical phenomena of fire, right? The physical phenomena of fire. Once the physical phenomena of fire touches anything, it reduces it down to its fundamental constituents, all the way down to the very last compound, as the great KRS-One would say, right? Fire transforms, it changes a thing, right? Is we hear that ashes to ashes and dust to dust. In the Hindu community, they burn the bodies and then take the ash and rub it on themselves. It's called vibhuti, right? And then some mystics in the Hindu society have the ability to produce vibhuti out of thin air. It's a very crucial and critical part of the Hindu spiritual society. Why? Because they rub the ashes on to remind them that from the ashes they came, and to the ashes they will return.
Mm-hmm.
So the question again, are we already consumed by the fire that that Martin was worried about? See, there's a physical phenomena of fire, and then there is a spiritual fire.
The Bible says it's an all-consuming fire.
Come on. Have we been consumed? Are we lost? And if we are lost, does the hope that somebody in the traditional mold of a savior, right? Somebody said got low sound. Do I have low sound? Anybody else hear me perfectly? Testing 1 2 1 2. Anybody else hear me perfectly? I need y'all to respond. Does anybody hear me? Testing 1 2 1 2. Can you guys hear me? Am I too low? Testing 1 2 1 2. Am I too low? Testing 1 2 1 2. I'm gonna keep saying it until y'all respond.
I think it's Raheem just trying to play with me.
1 2 1 2. Can you guys hear me? Am I too low?
I was gonna say you can hear you.
I know, but I want to make sure.
It's funny when you don't touch nothing and it's good. You know?
All right. I asked the question not rhetorically. Hey, man, healing spirit got to go. Let's get healing spirit up out of here. Moderators, healing spirit got to go. Well, no, I'll give them grace. I'll give healing spirit grace.
Continue to heal, baby. Don't heal. Don't
I will give grace. But the question is not rhetorical. Have we been consumed spiritually, psychologically? Psychological fire, spiritual fire. Have we been consumed? Right? I fear I'm integrating my people into a burning house. Somebody recently asked me, what do you think of Donald Trump and taking over Washington, D.C.? And listen. The American empire is worth over $170 trillion. It is a juggernaut that has lasted nearly 300 years. But all good and bad things will indeed come to an end. Mm-hmm. The Buddhists taught about impermanence. And the more you fight to remain permanent, the more you invite psychological, social, spiritual, emotional, mental entropy into the system. Second law of thermodynamics. The longer a thermodynamic system goes on, the more it begins to break down into chaos. This is how you saw Rome and Greece and all these other empires fall. Even the great England, the UK, which at one point in the world had the biggest empire ever. Even the Mongols, right? Mm-hmm. Everybody has fallen. I come back, they said, what do you think about Trump? I really didn't have a lot to say. It is what it is. But I ruminated on it, and I said, I need to talk about. Listen, how does your unapologetic oppressor have all your answers? Mm. In one breath, they're talking about you got voting rights, as the minister pointed out. In the next breath, they say those voting rights are up for review, and you could lose them rights. Oh, yeah.
Well, you know, Texas, we used to be 3/5 considered before the 14th Amendment, but now in Texas, your vote is in black. We 1/5.
Exactly.
We 1/5 now.
In the slave states that they used to call the slave states, those slave states could use 3/5 of their slave population to count as their overall population so that they could have more representatives in the House. Listen, you've been hoodwinked and bamboozled. Have we been consumed by the fire?
And you know, when you said about that's what they do to prisons. That's why I know especially in Texas, they have in the small rural communities, they have the prisons out there, so the prisoners could be counted for representation, but of course they can't vote.
We are in a time where truth hustlers, right, because of social media, have been elevated. If you get a little truth, right, you can hustle the people. Here's the real truth. Every real truth is a self-truth. And every self-truth comes out of a process of self-inquiry. Our community is addicted to toxicity. From every level, whether it's the political level, whether it's the social or the entertainment level, whether it's the education level, we are addicted to competition, to Willie Lynch behavior. We are addicted to the show, the shit show that we live in. In entertainment, well, it looks like Beyonce has passed Michael Jackson. What? Sports, Kobe Bryant is not top 10. LeBron is better than Kobe. What? And it doesn't matter what, but do you understand what Prince is not one of the greatest guitarists to ever pick up a guitar. What? Are you seeing what? Everything is trigger they ass. This is how the algorithm is triggered. Trigger they ass. Keep them distracted. Keep them confused. The man says something, whether you respect the man or not, whether you follow the man or not. The man said, hey, you need God. This society said, nope, you need a psychologist. The psychology of it all has been bastardized because of the founding fathers of psychology's lack of spiritual acumen. Psychology itself was born out of philosophy. Philosophy, the love of wisdom. Psychology, study of the soul. But since the 17th century with Descartes said, I think, therefore I am. He also said, let's separate spirituality, religion, from science. So now the scientific method has taken over. a linear thought process. The ancient African understood there's gray area. There's mystery in God. There's mystery in soul, and there's mystery in self. So when you look at the word psychology from an etymological standpoint, it means the study of the soul. From a Western mindset, they said, no, we're going to turn it into the study of mental, right, processes and behavior. Because these are things we can observe externally. You got a society of black folks, a community of black folks that don't have a definition of what success is for themselves. Success is sports, entertainment, or executive jobs in those sectors. Success is Fortune 500 work as an executive in those areas. And then success is entrepreneurial, right? Entrepreneurship. Because we are a broken people, we have an aggrandized view of the Savior. If you study the humanities, they will tell you the Savior became the one with Europeans. This is how our political system is set up right now. Obama is the one. He'll make it all right.
The token.
That's the one. He not a token, the one like Neo in the Matrix. He's the one. He's gonna. Oh, he didn't do it? Oh, okay.
There's a whole bunch of Neos.
Donald Trump is the one. Right? Business, finance, acumen, all of that factors into the one. He's successful in life.
But he failed in business.
It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. That's what I'm saying. You can't, you got to look at it from a broader perspective. That dude did not fail. He'll tell you on stage, you know what a bankruptcy is?
Get out of jail free card.
I get to keep all my assets. Here you go. That's not a failure. That's a gangster who understands the game. That's a success according to American business. Capitalism, materialism, the standard of living, not defined by black folk, but black folk are aspiring to have those things. You never gave a fuck about politics before. And now the question turns into, do you see what Trump is doing? Listen, it is time, and you're seeing it happen. It is time that they dismantle the concept of democracy.
Yeah, this morning he just, you get a year in jail if you burn the flag. Just random stuff.
He said what?
If you burn the flag, you get a year in jail. You get arrested in a year in jail.
Well, a lot of people don't understand how our government is set up. We got a bicameral house, and we got a three-pronged, right, infrastructure of government: executive, judicial, legislative. It's already a law that cannot be overturned because the highest law in the land is the Constitution. So see the Constitution as a political Bible.
But he's trying to dismantle that too, though.
See what's happening. This has been an argument in the government for a long time, especially in Texas. People are like, hey, don't mess with that damn flag. You hear me? Don't you mess with that flag. But the Supreme Court has already stated that burning a flag, because there's something called symbolic freedom of speech. It is a symbol. I am showing you my disdain for what you have done. It is a type of communication. And that, under the Constitution, is protected. So there have been many Republican, conservative politicians that have brought this back up. But the reality of it is symbolic freedom of speech. So when Kanye has a tattoo of a red, black, and green Confederate flag or whatever he had, the Confederate flag or whatever, he gets to do that. Or when Kanye says, well, if we can say the N-word and none of the Jewish people that run the music industry come in and reprimand us for saying it as a racial epitaph, let's see what happens when I start saying Nazi. Mm-hmm. You see, he was making a point. So what do? As uninformed, devil-may-care Negroes, what do? We criticized him for even saying it because that is the Stockholm syndrome that is wired in our DNA.
Don't you say that, Mr. Kanye. He gonna get you. That's so crazy.
But do you see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You're not a real you yet because you haven't peeled off the outer him that makes you want to live like him, look like him, be like him. I'm here to tell you, they're dismantling this thing for a reason. It might be the next empire's turn. Did Great Britain fight when America arose, America's ascent, or did Great Britain pass the baton?
What, the Revolutionary War?
No.
Oh, you're talking about before or after?
I'm talking about period. When I say fight, I mean they just went along with it.
Yeah.
Hey, now they've been our biggest ally ever since. Mm-hmm. And you think, please don't let a war make you think that there wasn't higher ups behind the scenes that said we got to do this war so the commoners will think we got real beef. When Rome fell, where did they go? The remaining Romans, where'd they go?
Where did they stay?
They were in Europe, but where did they go? Germany. Where else? The UK. The royal family today have Germanic blood. Are we burnt up? All you got to do is turn on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. What's driving the algorithm?
It depends. I mean, all these political stuff going on right now is really dragging it a lot.
You know, I'm saying, what's driving our algorithm?
Like black people? What
we looking at? Can I get everybody to hit the like button, hit the like button? We got 3 super chats. I want to say thank you to the people that hit the super chat. Listen, Lloyd Hinton, thank you, brother. Who else? There were some people in here I need to acknowledge. We got 3 super chats. Scotty Jenkins, thank you. Lloyd Hinton twice.
My boy Lloyd.
Craig
hey, Lloyd.
G. Let me just say, man, part of me on this bender today is I just look at our lack of I fuck with you unless you entertain me. Craig G dropped the first super chat. It's 3 likes. It's 200 people in here. 3 likes. Because niggas don't give a fuck about pouring back in. I gave you the example. in Latino, Asian, and African communities, Native American communities, there is no one. There is no Neo. The community is Neo.
Emilio Estevez.
That's how they look at the one. Mm-hmm. The Europeans come along, get knowledge from the mystery systems that were distilled in ancient Kemet. They take it and then they create the need for the one. One person will ascend. One person will be the savior. But in all those ancient cultures, the people were the one. Mm-hmm. The community was the one. Now we lay ourselves bare to those that would take advantage, to those that would harm us, because they know we're broken and we're under the mind spell, right, that the European has placed on us. We look for that one person to come do the work for us, whether it's at work, whether it's in our family, whether it's in the job, whether it's in relationship, in the home setting. It's the scapegoat child, the little black sheep. Tends to be the rebellious one that turns around everything in the family, the one, right? In the relationship, somebody got to be the one for my wounds because I don't want to heal. Does that make sense?
Yes, but see, but I think the other cultures, whatever, like more like the Captain Planet. Remember the show? Captain Planet, he's a hero, gonna take... Anyway, but all of them had to combine together. They had to come together to produce the one. But the one is a combination of all of them, because when you come together, you actually form into a one, like a oneness, you know? And I think that that's really the purpose of the one, which is actually, like you're saying, like everybody like coming together versus searching for Waldo.
But this is what the minister was saying. Mm-hmm. You don't have time to get right with God because you're in debt. Mm. You don't have time for self-work because you're trying to look like you got it together. The mask that we all wear takes precedent over our naked, true selves. And I mean psychologically naked, true selves. The mask takes precedent over all of that. Trauma and drama is running the social media algorithm.
Absolutely.
We can't get I swear to God, he does it every Naeem.
We're on air, bro.
Naeem Muhammad. He just realized, damn it. Brent, salute. Salute. We are or should be a collective. We should not be looking for one sky brother. Right? We were at first looking for one white sky daddy. And then we're continuously looking for one black sky father. When it's us, collectively. Now, I don't know how to say this, or I don't know what you guys are going to do. Or let me say, I got 2 Cash Apps. Let me just say, Danny, thank you. Lloyd Hinton, thank you. Listen, if you want to go to my Cash App right now, if you feel like this is good insight, Okay, I'll talk to you after the show. My child. Yes. Also, we have a goal to reach. Here's 207 people. We set the goal at 50 super chats. We got 6 of them so far. If you want to support the channel, please, please, please support in 2 ways. You could hit that little $sign, which is located down at the bottom of the chat, or you can go directly to my Cash App and support that way. Also, Sarah without the H is in the building. She is my engineer, and she be throwing in her little alley-oops and side quips, and it's all to the gravy. We appreciate it. Please support Sarah. Her Cash App is $. Huh? What'd you say?
Lloyd hit me up. Thank you.
Lloyd. You already know what it is. Sundays with Sarah, and that's Sarah, S-A-R-A. Sundays, $ Sundays with Sarah. Please support us both if you are enjoying this content. Now, let me get back to it. I know I just started the show and just went on a rant because we got started a little late, but Black-owned businesses are important to me. Ever since the inception of this show in 2012, we have been promoting Black-owned businesses. So, with that being said, please go support intellectualpower.net. That is my brother Reza Islam's line. Like I said, he has so many powerful products that I think are pertinent to the purpose of Black folk. Again, he has herbs for wellness, health and wellness. He has an herb called Intellectual Power. I would love for you guys to go get it. I have it. I just finished my 2nd bottle of it. It's very good. Man, you got to tap in with our brother Reza Islam. Also, he has pads for women that don't have any chemicals in them. And I think that's an important thing to have. I have a daughter. I got a granddaughter. Fortunate for me, she's still a baby. But in the event, cramps and all of that, he's got feminine products. Love the brother's work. Please support. Also, Russell Harrison, right? Russell Herbals. He's about to get back up and running. It's been a long journey for him, of course. In January, his home burned down in the Eaton fire. But please support that brother the best way you know how, in any way, shape, or form. I'd appreciate it. Also, I have been shipping out packages. So don't hesitate to send me an email and let me know, right? Don't hesitate to send me an email and let me know when you've gotten it, or if you haven't gotten it, reach out to me, all right? My life is about to get really, really hectic, but I'm going to stay on top of that. I sent out, I think, at least 10 packages. And then the other thing, you guys have kept, and this no hate, this no shade, you guys have kept Total Package Energy in business. Raheem, thank you. You've kept Total Package Energy in business, and for that, I am greatly appreciative. Black-owned business, energy shot company, I am appreciative. Okay? For that, I am grateful. You support the hell out of Russell Herbals, and for that, I am grateful. You've supported a lot of businesses over the years, and for that, I am grateful. But the business, and I got the numbers, the business you support the least is Zoe Williams. and I mean years running, we may sell 3 or 4 books a year. A year. You know, when I first started putting out the books, you know, they were doing pretty good. Right? The books do well maybe in the first 6 months. Then they slow down to nothing. And when I say nothing, I mean like 2 or 3 books a year. And I know that we get people in here that are new to the show, that are new to the platform, that are new to the information. Scotty Jenkins, what are you saying? He said, just wanted to know I wasn't going crazy. So this is why we try to encourage people to support the channel either via Cash App or Super Chat. We got 9 out of 50 right now, Super Chats. Thank you, Raheem. Thank you, Bismail. Who else we got? Lloyd Hinton again. Lloyd been wilding this whole time. Brent, what up? From DC, keep going. Speak on it. Tommy Hooks. Raheem, Lloyd Hinton. I'm trying to read you all off before I jump back into this. All right. Everybody hit that like button, hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button, like, share, subscribe, like, share, subscribe.
Oh, so do you wanna talk about it now or later?
Which one?
About Iowa.
We can talk about it now.
Okay.
Sarah, give them the update.
Okay, so hey guys, one of the part owners of the studio here, he is in Cedar Falls, Iowa, visiting, and he does like Uber Eats and stuff sometimes, you know. And so he was doing Uber Eats last week, and this town, it's Iowa, so that's enough said right there on what kind of town it was. So he had a delivery for some pizzas to the firehouse. When he picks up the pizzas and he's on the way to the firehouse cancels the order. So he calls Uber Eats and he tells them, what happened, that he didn't cancel the order. He has a pizza. They instruct him to throw it away. And mind you, if you ever seen him, first of all, he doesn't eat pork or anything like that. He wasn't going to eat that pizza no way. So he discarded the pizza. 2 days later, he gets pulled over in the town for his taillight. And they inform him that he has an active warrant out for his arrest for stealing pizzas from the fire department. In that town, the fire department is right next to the police station. So this morning at 9 a.m., he had to turn himself in to the police, and they want to charge him with felony, some type of felony or whatever, for stealing pizzas from the fire department, which he did not. He has receipts and everything from Uber Eats saying that he has 0% cancellations. And they say that he has the recording of the actual call that he made to Uber Eats on that night, and they still are saying they don't care. And they still are trying to go ahead with prosecuting this 50-some-year-old black man for pizzas to the fire department. So if you can't, you can contact the NAACP in Waterloo that actually has come, and they're assisting him. But his name is Rocky Rockamore, and you can, if you want to bombard Cedar Falls, Iowa, because this is really a misjustice. Like it is a miscarriage of justice to the highest extent. And it's crazy how black people, you can't even you're going to jail for pizzas now. Okay, that's what we're doing right now. You know, people worrying about ice, they worry about pizzas. You know what I'm saying? So, his name's Rocky Rockamore. If you want to hit up Cedar Falls news station or any type of the department, and right now I'm trying to work on it going like viral or something like that, because they do all this stuff in secret because they don't want to get exposed. Once they get exposed, a lot of them, you know, it will actually help him. And actually, him going in today, they made sure to record him and how he looked, so if anything happened, they can, you know, have it documented how he looked prior to going to jail.
Versus what he might look like. Yeah.
Or a pizza.
Over a pizza, we're gonna.
Yep. Is that actually?
We're gonna punish you to the fullest extent of the law, and it's on record that he has an exemplary record as a driver, right? And then on top of that, there's a record. Has to be a record of the fire station canceling.
Yeah, they haven't.
So they have the record of them canceling. So how does this evolve into you got a warrant?
Yeah, the detective on the case told him she doesn't care. She said she talked to somebody at Uber and they said that he did it. That he did it.
So all they got to do is say that he did something that is incongruent with the facts. And
yeah.
So how many of you guys still want to live like a star? How many of you guys still want to, you know, have whatever the white man said is the best to have?
You ain't got no seasoning on it, no.
Listen, and I'm not against having the best of the best, but let's accumulate it for ourselves. Let's not accumulate it. Listen, for a lot of motherfuckers, getting money is like dating interracially. See, for a lot of motherfuckers, dating interracially builds self-esteem. Because to have the highest of the high, the actual definition of femininity and beauty in American culture is the blonde-haired, blue-eyed white woman. And the only thing that can rival having her is having money. They both build self-esteem for broken people. But these are both tools. Everybody know good and damn well the black woman is the most beautiful woman on the planet Earth. And you say, well, wait a minute, what about the Indian woman, the Hindu woman? She black. Look at the DNA. 75,000 years ago, the first African footprint, the DNA marker is there. Southern India. You heard Ivan Van Sertima talk about the untouchables, the Dalits, the Dashus. You've heard Runoko Rashidi talk about them. They are the genetic foundation of India. Okay, fine. The tip of India is still geographically Africa. I'm talking about the soil. Come on.
All you need is the tip. Oh, sorry. And I'm not rage baiting, Truemonger. Thank you very much.
Asian, Arabic, Asia, East. Y'all know them little Asian-looking Africans that's still in the bush, chasing down animals, no eyelids. We already know that they represent the true Asians. Not to say that the people in Asia today aren't true Asians. What they are our kids. Humanity came out of Africa, whether you want to accept it or not. I mean, you can believe what you want to believe. The whole we was already here, no, we migrated here first. Align it with the science. We migrated here first. There are some anthropological and geological events that happened. Toba, the eruption of Toba Happened 150, 200,000 years ago. Such a massive eruption created this smoke dome, ash dome all over the planet. At the time, Homo sapien was in existence and was nearly wiped out of existence. I think the estimate is the number got down to around 10,000 to 50,000 survivors after that massive volcanic eruption. After the dust settled, we emerge, we head eastward. We head southeast. So Australia, the southern continent, that's where your aboriginals come. Melanesia, yeah. Polynesia, yeah. Polynesia, yeah. Right? We populated the planet. We are the original Eskimos that came across the Bering Straits, that came down into the Americas and became what is called Indian. Every damn phenotype on the planet that exists came out of Africa. Every skin color, every eye color. And here we are in America talking about light-skinned niggas is soft.
Just Clay Thompson. But it's funny when white people say they want to keep their race pure and everything. You know why?
Wait, hold on. Let me address this. KMO1. Everything in science is a theory, sir. But theories are not to be thrown aside. Theories have been proven. To even get to the status of theory, because of what Descartes did in the 17th century by separating science from spirituality, everything in Western thought needs to be replicated in order to even get to theory status. So be clear, don't marginalize or minimize a theory. All knowledge is a work in progress. There is never a definitive yes or no, which is why most scientists don't speak definitively about reality, because they realize the English that they were using at one point was incompatible with the mathematical equations that was describing reality as it is. So don't get confused.
Don't get confused.
Somebody said Olmec was no African. Wrong. Look at the features. Look at the face. They didn't just pop out of the ground.
See, that's what I'm saying. But the white people, they want to keep their race pure. You know, a lot of them say blonde hair, blue eyes, and stuff like that. But we can't do that because we produce all kind of colors. We have all kind. So it's still. This is pure African. It's pure blackness.
We're this.
All of it.
So what does Zoe say to end all of this further division? I said, the black man is an everywhereian. Mm-hmm. He's not just an African. He's an American. He's a South American. He's Antarctic. He's the North Pole. He's European. He's Middle Eastern. He's Far East. The black man is the seed. The black woman, pardon me, is the seed for all of it. Yeah, stop being boxed in by a name. You are hue man. The black man, the hue of the soil. That's who you are. In the Quran, it says you were made of hamun. When it speaks of Adam, hamun. What is hamun? Black clay. And then once you were formed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah blew a piece of himself into Adam's nostrils. Said he blew a piece of himself into Adam's nostrils. And then said, kun fayakun, which means be and exist. Black skin. We want to claim, oh, we African. Explain why the African has the most diversified genetics on the planet. The genes. It's in the genes, man. Explain that.
It's the Ruach of God.
Explain why everybody outside of Africa got a piece of Neanderthal in them, genetically. Explain why nobody on the planet, on the continent of Africa, has any Neanderthal in them if they're African. Explain that. Explain why the Chinese scientific community said, nah, we from somebody else. We from the Peking man. We from somewhere else. And then when they went into them genes, they said, no, you're Twa. You're pygmy. You're that group that I was talking about earlier. I forgot their name. But if you pull up their feature, they're Asian. And the phenotype. We are everywhereians. Stop looking for division. I ain't no African. No, I'm an everywhereian, which means I'm African, I'm South African, I'm Australian, I'm Polynesian. Look at every time they go back. Look at the original queen of Hawaii. What she look like? The San people. That's their name. Pull that up, Sarah. Pull up a picture of the San people. S-A-N.
It's not gonna let me put it over there.
Oh, Lord.
I lost my building.
Khoisan. That's them.
We Winter and Summer Olympics, baby.
We all those people. In America, we've been turned into the spiritual Tower of Babel. Oh, I'm from Brooklyn. I'm from Pasadena. Oh, I'm from Compton. Oh, I'm from Whoop-de-Whoop. I'm from
Detroit.
Detroit. I'm from L.A. I'm from L.A. Man, before the internet, people thought Pasadena was in the boondocks. Don't nobody go way out there. And if it wasn't for the internet and the fire, oh shit, I didn't even know it was 83% black. I didn't know the brother who owned the damn Nickerson Gardens in Watts lived in Altadena. Yeah. Oh, I didn't know Rodney King went to John Muir High. Oh, I didn't know fucking Octavia Butler went to John Muir. I didn't know, do you see what I'm saying? You didn't know how black it was, did you? We're so tribal and fragmented. Remember, our community used to make us the one. All of us, every member of the community was the one. It's European thought that seeks out the one amongst us that makes everybody else follow.
It's a superiority complex.
Zo, what does all this got to do with what you started with? So you see what's going on with Donald Trump? Yep. I see that there's a full-scale recontextualization of what you think democracy is and or is supposed to be. I see that there's a full-scale recontextualization of society as you think it's supposed to be. Why? What does absolute power do, Sarah?
I'm sorry, I was reading the chat. The absolute power?
Yes.
Absolute power over here?
What does absolute power do to the human soul?
Oh my God. Absolute power in the...
Think of the old adage.
Oh, I didn't go there. But absolute power to me is like, if you take all power in your hands, then you leave none for God. That's
Well, that's impossible to do.
That's what I'm saying.
You can't take all power in your hands.
Yeah, you can't. That's what I'm saying.
Like the whole concept. That's what I'm saying. This is why scientists don't use English the way we use it. Okay. This is why Krishnamurti say we don't use language. Language uses us.
Very true.
Like what you just said should be an impossibility to say. Then we leave none for God. That don't even make any sense. You see? So what I'm looking for is corrupts. Absolute power corrupts. Absolutely. Oh, you remember that? That's why I said think of the old adage.
I'm sorry.
Sarah got to use the bathroom. You got a boo-boo?
No.
You okay? No. Sarah got the bubble guts, y'all.
Oh, my God.
I have another clip I want to play for you guys. Because you know what? I'm not going to be here long. I'm probably going to leave in the next 5 minutes.
What?
Yes.
Why?
Because I'm tired of the lecture. I'm tired of teaching. I'm tired of talking. I'm really focused on doing something that changes the world. And listen, all I can do is hope to inspire. That's it. All I'm looking to do is hoping to inspire that we do something different, that we get off of the IG toxic algorithm dopamine hits, right? That we really carve out some time for self-healing, because if we never self-heal, all we're going to do is keep consuming each other through criticism, through disrespect, through judgment, through comparison, through envy. I don't want to pull up all of the drama that be happening. A motherfucker just killed somebody because he lost a 2K game.
Are you serious?
Yeah. A sister just ran away from a cop chasing her and left the baby in the car and said, hey, somebody get my baby. Do you see the level of dysfunction? Do you see the level of toxicity?
Oh, and the black girl that ran away to Scotland with the fat black man that
Come on, man. Come on, man.
To live in the woods.
It's a lot of shit happening in the news. People be reaching out. You should talk about this. You should talk about that. I'm not talking about nobody because I don't want to perpetuate the drama.
Yeah.
Because that's what they own. Niggas want to be entertained by your perspective of fuck shit that's happening. And all I'm going to say is come back to you. Why do you like it? Why are you attracted to it? The first clip said, the minister said, he told a story, right, about how Martin said, I feel like I'm integrating my people into a burning house, right? Are we burnt? I'm talking about psychologically, spiritually. Are we burnt up? Did the rapture already happen? Did Christ already come? Did he already gather the 144? And have they been gone for a while? And this is the leftover. This is the aftermath. We the niggas that didn't make it. Is that the reality?
All that I've taught, they would go against all of that because I would think that because when the rapture comes, that means the Holy Spirit leaves. And I believe that is the presence that would be felt like he would know. Because it would basically mean like like God has left the building.
God has left the building. Don't it feel like it?
Like I mean, that's Ichabod. Remember Ichabod being on the door?
Yeah. Don't it feel like God has left the building? Especially when you look around. We are magical people.
Yeah.
Where the magic? When's the last time you seen the magic? And I mean, is Sexy Red the magic?
No.
Is Glorilla the magic?
No.
Is Meg the Stallion the magic?
No.
I'm just asking, where the magic?
And
I'm not saying that the magic don't exist. Thank you, Lloyd.
And even, but I mean, the magic they got now got AIDS. Hello? Okay. Sorry, Laker fans.
According to Fortune magazine, the $124 trillion great wealth transfer is bigger than ever, and millennials will get the biggest cut. America stands at the edge of the most dramatic shift in personal finance ever measured. A generational transfer of nearly 24 trillion in assets over just 25 years. According to a wealth transfer report from Boston Wealth Management from Cerulli Associates, published in June of 2025, a combination of demographic and economic forces will see a record amount of wealth move from baby boomers and older Americans to their heirs, widows, and charities by 2048. This transformation has profound implications for families, advisors, businesses, and every segment of the financial industry. Who they talking about without saying it?
White folks.
They talking about white folk.
Yeah, and so you're saying basically, because everybody dying, the inheritance money finna come up all of that.
For who though?
For the white people.
And the
So
amount
we still
was
doing fish dinners.
right. And the amount was what?
What? How many?
124 trillion.
Yeah, I'm like, how many trillions?
Black folk got about
$5.
like 4 trillion.
And where they at? Because I need to marry in that family.
Right, 4 to 6, and that's all of us. That's everybody. Beyonce, Jay-Z, Oprah. That's everybody. Three primary factors have driven up Cerulli's most recent projections. First is a basic adjustment for inflation. Earlier projections of 84 trillion in 2020 become 100 trillion when restated it or when re-inputted in 2023 terms. Second is the asset price. This should keep moving. I think it has moving ads on it. Second is the asset price explosion of the pandemic, right? Equities grew 27% and real estate surged 39% from 2020 to 2023. And total U.S. household wealth leapt from 108 trillion to 154 trillion during that span. Who they talking about?
Well, I was gonna see because when I found out my daddy had died, I was gonna see if he had left me some money in his will, but he didn't put me in the obituary, so I kind of think may not be in there. He had to know.
Who's ready for Glorilla's next album?
Yeah,
Who's ready for Drake's next album? Who's ready for the new Spider-Man movies to come out? Who saw Superman, the latest Superman?
But there do supposed to be a new gelato flavor busting out in like 2 weeks. I'm in line for that. Man, they waiting. Michael Jordan still dropping shoes, okay.
Yeah, who waiting for the new J's? The J45. 45 years of Jordan, nigga.
We only got 47 presidents.
The nigga only played 15 seasons, and we up to Jordan 45?
Man.
What the fuck?
Got them Frederick Douglass 10s.
Hey. Hey, Brian, Marlon, PB, Harvey. Thank you guys for the Cash App. Listen, I get the Cash Apps right now. If you guys want to support that way, please support. Add those names to the support that was requested.
I got 2 Cash Apps down. I'm excited. I got
yes.
Lloyd, thank you for gave me one earlier, and then Garrett, thank you for the 5 spot.
We appreciate it. And listen, that's all we asking for. If you give more, that's fine, right? If you know, somebody said it stopped at 20. I have 14 on my side, but it's all good. Zoe, bring back mansions. This is mansions. No disrespect to you, Kevin. I love mansions. Hell, last week people considered me and Scruncho up in here talking a type of mansions.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to say to you is, brother, no disrespect, but we always looking for a safe place to take our mind off of things. Maybe mansions was a distraction. Mm-hmm. I love the content of mansions because there was a purpose behind it. Get strong, intelligent, opinionated brothers together and have them build. And that was great. But put it in context of, say, Krishnamurti or Farrakhan. Farrakhan is in his 90s. Krishnamurti died in his 90s.
Farrakhan looked good.
Right? But listen to what was said. Listen to what was said when Krishnamurti meets with his nephew on his deathbed. Krishnamurti had one question for his nephew. He said his nephew said Krishnamurti looked frail, looked like he was about to die any minute. His nephew says, no, Krishnamurti asked his nephew, "Sir, where is your anchor?" And Krishnamurti's nephew said, "In you, sir." And he said in that moment, Krishnamurti aged backwards 30 years, sat up and ripped him a new one. I've been teaching for 60 straight years, and you think the anchor is in me? You don't know the anchor is in you after 60 years? Krishnamurti said, I feel like I wasted my life. He said, no, the anchor has always been in you. People say, oh, Zoe, do mansions. Let's be honest what mansions is, a distraction. Because when I did mansions in 2017, when I started it in did you change? Or did niggas copy what I did and try to do versions of it? Did you grow? Are you different? Have you made a difference? What was said on those episodes is still pertinent today. Go watch them. What the minister said in 89 is still pertinent today. What Krishnamurti said in 86, his last year of life, is still pertinent today. What are you doing to be a man? A free man. I'm just asking. Just asking. And how has that growth, Eric? I love that response. How has that growth, Eric, translated into your life, into the lives of those that are around you? I love that. I'm not saying mansions wasn't great. I'm saying mansions just can't be it. We got to do more. We got to work. Listen. I'm on KBLA Talk 1580. I'm going to tell you right now. That radio show over there is revolutionary. Out of the top 4 million podcasts in the world, the Voice of Reason on KBLA Talk 1580, on all the DSPs that are out, is in the top 2%. Of the top 4 million. Out of 4 million podcasts, the VOR is in the top 2%. Why? Because I'm giving them a new language. The clinicians are listening. Wow, I never put it that way. That's because you are a specialist. The U.S. education system, the Western education system creates specialists. Well, I specialize in this. And that's why they have a limited answer for what ails you. We live in a holographic reality. How you going to have a limited, one-dimensional, unidirectional answer? Where's the multiplicity in your yes?
Yeah. It's just like just doing leg day. You know?
It's just like doing just
arms weak as fuck.
What American culture is supposed to create, which is what the African the everywhereian. What it's supposed to create are polymaths. Look up the definition of polymath and read it to the folk. That's what we're supposed to be.
Polymath?
Yes. But this society doesn't create polymaths. It creates specialists. And how many specialists worked their ass off, did all the fuck, got all the way through school, still got student loans, and working in a field opposite or different than what they went to school for?
Are you ready for the definition? You ready for the definition?
Wait, hold on. Eric Alexander, I appreciate your response. He said, mansions help me be better for my family. You don't have a lot of young men, or we don't have a lot of young men. I'm an uncle now, and it means a lot that I can be an example to my niece of what a black man should be.
Oh, that's good.
And I love that. But let me explain something to you. And this is the purpose of why I'm saying what I'm saying. We got to get off of the dopamine high that comes from the pep talk. Mansions was a pep talk in the beginning, but as it continued to go on, it becomes a distraction. Oh, let me go catch this episode. This is what YouTube is about, right? That's what Kevin Samuels was about. There's 22,000 motherfuckers watching Kevin Samuels at one point when he goes live, right? It becomes this, let me go over here to get my wounds pacified. Nah. Hey, if mansions was the medicine, now make your own medicine. I gave you the blueprint. Make your own medicine. Use what was said. Go back, look at the episodes. I'm sorry.
You know what, to me, that reminds me of kind of like people that go to church but they have no relationship with God, and they substitute. Not saying Eric. I'm just saying Eric. I'm not saying Eric. I'm saying sometimes it's, they substitute having a personal relationship with God through just serving and just going to church.
Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
Personal relationship with God means something way totally different than that.
No, I used to take mine like, me and God eat at home during the week, and then we just go out to eat on Sundays. That's what we do. I'm just saying. You got to bring them in with you, too.
If we're not going to support each other, why are we here? I asked people last week, I said, hey, man, go buy some of those books. I'm checking right now. Not a single book sale, but it's okay. I'm all right with it. I'm working on the new one though. I'm working on a new one.
This
And
polymaths don't have to do
Lloyd,
with
thank
it.
you. Lloyd. We got to just.
Lloyd is my friend. He is amazing.
He who thinks says shows like Mansions should open your mind to do continued education through other sources. Absolutely.
Oh, is that T.M. Richardson said, from what I got from Mansions, was it spoke to everyone. Different palettes. Corey put it blunt. RZA spoke to the intellect. Back to you, Zo.
Nah, I designed it to speak from a multi-perspectivity angle. I designed it for that. Lloyd Hinton again, TMC Daddy 2. Thank you.
TMC Daddy.
Mansions had
TCM
organic humor and intelligence. You got to reach people where they at. No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. That's a European mindset. I'm just going to tell you the truth. Many of us don't understand that that's a European mindset. You got to meet people where they at. That is a European mindset. You didn't know that. I'm going to tell you how. King James, 1611 AD. Let's translate the Bible so regular folk that aren't priests can read it. Because everybody needs to have a Bible in their house. 1611 AD. Where did King James translate the Bible from?
What do you mean? From like what language?
The Greek and the Latin.
Latin, yeah.
The Latin so happened to be the Latin Bible called the Vulgus edition. Look it up, Vulgus, where we get our word vulgar, which means commoner, unlearned. This is where you get your word layman. The layman, he is not of the cloth. Why? That comes all the way back to ancient Kemet. Only priests could read the hieroglyphs. In ancient Egypt, you had 3 different styles of writing. You had demotic, hieratic, and hieroglyphs. And those other 2 versions that were found on the Rosetta Stone, the hieratic and the demotic, had mixtures of other languages in it, and that's how the French used it to decode the hieroglyphs, the holy writings. They didn't know. It means vulgar. You're unlearned. Why did he use the unlearned version? He said, because we want to keep the esoteric spirituality piece of it dumbed down. So now religion lives up to its etymological root. Religion, religios, it means to bind. Now your ass is bound to a type of spirituality that doesn't have the real meaning affixed to it. The spiritual essence of it. This is set aside for who? The secret societies, the speculative Masons, right? Which was born out of the mystery schools. I'm sorry. Born out of the mystery schools of the ancients. Y'all don't even know how to read that damn book. You don't even know that Jesus was initiated into an order. You mean like Masons are initiated into orders? You mean like the Greek fraternities are initiated into orders? Christ was after an order. Of Melchizedek. Hebrews chapter 5. Wait, Melchizedek. Wait, That's English, right?
That's what Abraham gave his first time.
Huh. Why is he all throughout the Bible with no age? Melchizedek. Who is Melchizedek? He ain't the Holy Ghost, because that was 3, right?
Jesus wasn't a friend. No, he's so crazy.
How is the Son of God, which is synonymous with God, which is the same as God, how can you be after the order of an angel you created?
But Melchizedek is an angel, though.
Malachi Zadok is Melchizedek. Melchizedek is the Greek pronunciation. Zedek, Zadok, righteous priest, the Zadok. Malachi is Michael.
They didn't teach us that in seminary.
I know. Why would they? Again, go back to Michael in the Bible. Michael, who dares to be like God? That is the one, that's the angel, that's big brother angel of all the angels, according to the European pantheon of angels. That's big dog angel. I will come smack anybody who tries to be like God. So when you see in the book of Revelations, when the devil is thrown out, who throws him out? Does God throw him out? Or does Michael throw him out? Michael fought with the devil and his angels, and they were cast out, for there was no room for them in heaven. And Jesus is after an order of an angel, after the order of Melchizedek. So was Abraham. Let's dumb the book down so we can capture the people. Religion means to bind. Let's dumb the book down so we can capture the people. So people are captured by the dogma, right? And the culture and the history of the book. But the spiritual, esoteric meaning in the book is villainized as pagan or devil worship. Don't you know real knowledge will get you killed? Why would they give it to you? They'd rather give you money than knowledge.
This is dark.
Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.
Hey man, we're gonna play another video. I've been on a tangent. Listen, Yogi Fish, John Gilbreth, Brandon and Don and Brian and Marlon. Thank you guys for the Cash Apps. Please continue to support the best way you know how. You can support with the Super Chat, which is the $. I mean, Lloyd Hinton by himself has given like 10 or 15 damn Super Chats. So if you're...
Because Lloyd is amazing.
If you guys appreciate whatever is happening here, please hit the $sign at the bottom of the chat or go to my Cash App directly. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And I'm asking people, I am urging people to go to my website, Mr. ZoWhat. It's nearly 300 people in here. I'm only asking 30 people to buy a copy of my book. I'm telling you now, if 30 people, yeah, that's the right way, Marlon. If 30 people bought one copy of my book, it would put me in a way better position than I am this morning. All right? I'm urging 30 people to go to my website, MrZoWhat.com, and buy a copy of The Shrouded Lighthouse. That is my latest book, Came out in 2021. A lot of you already have it. I'm speaking to those who do not have it. If you enjoy the work that I'm laying down here today, please show your love and respect for what I'm doing. Somebody said the books are worth it for sure. Ida, thank you, thank you, thank you. Go by the Shrouded Lighthouse at my website right now. We're asking 30 people to support. All right, Sarah, the little white lady up there, I want you to play that video.
You want to like Sylvia Brown from Montel Williams?
It could. She might look like that, yes. Please bring her forth.
Okay. Do you want me to do it from Polymath? You want me to tell me?
I still want you to look that up.
Okay, I haven't pulled up.
So we're gonna go to it.
Okay. No, I just
But I want to play this.
And this shall be played.
Let's go. We're having a little technical difficulty with the video. We're going to play it. The engineer has come in to assist Sarah in getting us there. But yeah, this is such a good segue. I've got other stories here that I might want to talk about, but it's only going to exacerbate what we've been talking about. You guys heard about the tennis player, the pro tennis player. Her name is Sachia Vickery, charging men $1,000 deposit for dates after joining OnlyFans. I no longer date for free due to the behavior of men. In context of what I've been talking about all day, where does that fit? Did you say transactional? In context of what I've been talking about all day. So if you listen, if you say because of the behavior of men, then that means men's behavior is poor, right? That's what that implies to me, right? Does that imply poor masculine behavior that you've been having to deal with, correct? Or more? Okay. Okay. No. Or poor. Oh, okay. Could be that. Well, I wouldn't see her dating anybody that doesn't have any money off rip. I think she's talking about the behavior itself, masculinity itself. If she's a pro tennis player, I don't think she's just down at the Lucky Boys getting some fried zucchini and dating a nigga that works at Trader Joe's. But what I'm sensing here is the point that I'm making is, if it's poor behavior, why would you sell yourself to be in the presence of poor behavior? Just don't put a dollar amount on it. Just leave. Just move on. I can fool you with a fee. Girl, you need your microphone. She's like, I can fool you with a fee. And she's a pretty young lady. But just, this is, to me, this is what I'm saying, man. The lack of self-awareness. You're attracting broken people because there's something in you that is broken. Does anybody want to ever acknowledge that shit? Something in me is broken. It acts as a beacon. It calls in a mirrored version of it. And people say, well, I don't abuse myself, so how did I attract an abuser? Well, if you do negative self-talk to yourself. Well, if you see yourself through a comparative lens of others, you don't see yourself, right, beating yourself up. You don't see it as abuse, but in fact it is. And it might be on the same vibrational level of a physical abuser. If you're actively suppressing and oppressing, and there's parts of yourself that you don't like, that you loathe, you trying to tell me self-loathing may not be on the same level of physical abuse coming from the outside in to mirror what you're doing in? And I don't know this woman, so I'm not saying any of that is the case. Mm-hmm. But how do you attract men with poor behavior? First off, you're in pro-tennis and you're a chocolate sister, a beautiful sister. I know you're probably experiencing some of the same racial disrespect that the Williams sisters experienced. Who they date?
Well, one of them.
Who they married?
Venus, I don't know.
Yeah, Venus just got engaged too.
Oh, she got engaged to well, he white, huh?
Yes.
I mean, but she haven't.
So who? What kind of behavior and from what men? Because that tennis little get down is an exclusive little get down.
Oh yeah.
Pookie and them just don't roll up to the French Open.
Mm-hmm. And she just got an entry fee. That's it. Gotta pay to play. But remember when you posed a question at the time, would you rather be miserable in the mansion or happy and in love in a shack?
And the whole girl said, I'd rather be crying in the mansion.
Crying. And
you talking about Wednesday that was on The Voice of Reason.
Sherelle.
Sherelle. We called her Wednesday, though.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Play that clip. I want people to see something.
Okay, let me go over here. And
there is no democratic president in the world. And I say truly, who is the democratic president? Trump? Obama? Who is here in Britain? We should be clear. Democracy is an illusion. We cannot have democracy in a capitalist, imperialist, patriarchal system, religious system.
Why not?
Because this is, they want money. Because if you remove religion and capitalism and imperialism, then you will have socialism. And then no government will be there, you know. They are afraid of the real power of the people. You cannot have democracy, because what is democracy? Democracy is real freedom. There is no democratic president in the world. And I say truly, who is the democratic president? Trump? Obama? Who is here in Britain? We should be clear. Democracy is an illusion. We cannot have democracy in a capitalist, imperialist, patriarchal system, religious system.
Why not?
Because this is, they want money. Because if you remove religion and capitalism and imperialism, then you will have socialism. And then no government will be there, you know. They are afraid of the real power of the people. You cannot have democracy, because what is democracy? Democracy is real freedom.
Yeah. She said democracy is an illusion.
Yeah.
A few months ago, I said the American system of government was put together by Masons, speculative Masons. If you really get into Masonry and you understand what it uses symbols, right? A speculative Mason uses the symbols of an operative Mason. An operative Mason is someone, a stonemason, who builds castles. Mm-hmm. And every castle has a capstone somewhere. In the Bible, Jesus says he is the capstone of the church.
He's the chief cornerstone. Yep.
So Masonry is about the symbolic use of the plumb line, the gavel, the compass, and you're building yourself with those tools that an operative Mason would use to build a building. The perfect building is on the back of your dollar. That's a pyramid. You are the pyramid. The elite can't let you know what your power is, as the old lady said. The power is in the Republica, the republic, the people. So what these Masons did way back in the day, they got hip. They said, I need to create a government that empowers the people, yet centers the power with the elite. We got to use words like liberty and freedom. Because what were they all concerned about? I'm talking about the aristocracy of the common folk, the rabble.
What were they scared of?
Yeah.
That if they truly came together, they would be put out of power.
Uprising.
Yeah.
That's what they were afraid of, an uprising. Mm-hmm. Government has to govern your mind too, has to govern your desires, has to govern your expectations, has to govern your psyche. How in the fuck can you live in the same goddamn social experiment aquarium as I do and condescend to me? They put you in the coral rocks, the high-rise coral rocks in the same damn aquarium. It's always been an illusion of freedom. Freedom, by definition, even in a Black's Law Dictionary, will tell you unconditional freedom. No restraints. Liberty is freedom within the constraints of the law.
Oh,
And they interchange it like a Christian interchanges faith and belief. Two different words, two different fucking meanings.
But you know, it's so interesting. You just like, because if a fish swims to the top and be up there, you think you're at the highest level, you're actually the first to get caught.
Got him. Got him. Listen, man, I got to get out of here.
Oh, no.
I got to get out of here. I went longer than I anticipated going. Again, thank everybody. I think the last person to send me a cash out was Nasheed. We got Yogi Fish. I think I mentioned everybody. If you enjoyed today's show, I'm really wondering to see if anybody is going to purchase a book. And as of now, no one has purchased a book. We literally, and I don't mind this, we've made money for other Black-owned businesses, but I guess people don't trust me. And it's all right.
I guess these niggas don't want to read nobody. No, sorry. That's crazy. Come on.
It's all
guys.
right.
Winter is coming. You're going to need something to read.
Oh, Texas and the gerrymandering of the zones.
Oh, yeah.
Listen, it's so much fuckery going on right now, man.
And they're telling you, they're letting you know it is not right, but we can do it, and we going to do it. What you going to do about it? Nothing. Zero.
That's crazy.
Yep, and lock that woman in there, in the chamber, and she had went on a show. I forgot who. I don't know. She was talking to Don Lemon or something. She was on doing an interview, and in the restroom because they let her go to the restroom, and then the trooper came in the restroom and told her that if she didn't get off the phone right now, they was gonna take her to jail.
Really?
Yep.
Wow. Hey, listen, we got one last video. Play that video. That's going to take us out. Listen, I'm on KBLA Talk 1580 tonight. The Voice of Reason returns. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed tonight's or today's topic. Please go to KBLA Talk 1580. Download the KBLA Talk 1580 app. It has just been revamped. The Voice of Reason airs Monday through Thursday from 7 to 9 p.m. Show is always on fire. We are recontextualizing the whole concept of psycho-spiritual relationships, and we're changing the game. Please continue to support the best way you guys know how. I'm thankful. I'm grateful. I'll holla. And don't forget, hit Sarah's Cash App. Show her some love. We appreciate it.
I need
All
gas
right.
money.
Peace.
Well, you know, it's part of the dishonesty. It's part of the dishonesty of the West, part of the dishonesty in the West that's encoded into the cultural DNA of the West, Western so-called civilization. It's part of their dishonesty for them to say, for example, the problem is capitalism. You know, this is part of the allowable discourse to say something like this. This is part of the controlled discourse. You can say capitalism has ruined everything. The problem is capitalism. Capitalism is evil. The capitalist system is evil. So then you have, you know, after that you have whatever else there is, you know, Marxism, socialism, communism, blah, blah, blah. It's the system. So let's change the system. This is how they address the problems in their society. Let's change the system. No, the system didn't make you like this. You understand? You made the system this way because you are like this. And you're going to do the same thing to any other system that you come up with. The problem isn't the system. The problem is the operators of the system. And this is what you're not supposed to talk about. This is outside the accepted discourse. This is outside the parameters of accepted discourse, allowable discourse. Because of course it is. And this is really and truly criminal. It's criminal what this so-called Western civilization has done to its people. It's like if you have diabetes, say, you have diabetes and you go to doctor after doctor after doctor, and each doctor tells you that, well, you just have a stomach flu. Or they tell you, you're just stressed. So then they give you all sorts of different types of prescriptions for those problems that never treat the real problem. And then you just get sicker. That's what's going on in the West. You're not allowed to ever get an accurate diagnosis about what's wrong with you. So if you can't get an accurate diagnosis, then you can never get proper treatment. And I understand this to some extent because the real diagnosis for the West is catastrophic. And most people can't face it. So you just go through your whole life basically in a state of chronic disease and temporary painkillers because your own society is never going to tell you the truth. They're never going to tell you the truth about what's going on. They're never going to tell you the truth about what's going on with you, what's wrong with you. But for everyone outside, we have to be very clear about what your condition is, about what your real condition is. Everybody outside needs to understand this. And this is especially true for any Muslims, particularly who live in the West. I mean, really anyone from the global South who lives in the West, but particularly for Muslims who live in the West. In fact, obviously, it's very important for every Westerner to understand, Muslim or non-Muslim. It's very important for you to understand. But frankly, I have long since concluded that they never will. And to a great degree, they literally cannot. They literally cannot understand because, again, that in and of itself is symptomatic of the condition that you have. It's symptomatic of the condition itself. But suffice it to say, you do not live in the society you think you live in. Your so-called civilization is not what you thought it was. And that's why so many of you in the West, Muslim and non-Muslim, why you feel like you're going crazy over there. Why you feel depressed, why you get depressed, why you feel isolated, you know, why you feel so strange in your society. Why, for instance, you can't understand how everyone around you can act normal while there's a genocide being committed by your country. Because you think, or you thought, that your society, your so-called civilization, you thought that it's different from what it really is. And this is what your problem is. This is where your problem lies. And this is why you have such deeply painful cognitive dissonance. Because Diddy, for example, Epstein, and the rest of them, you have to understand they are not abominations in your society. They're not aberrations in your society, and that's the truth. They are not anomalies. People like that are actually embodiments of your culture. They're embodiments of your so-called civilization. They're not strange. And if those criminals actually shock and disgust you, it's only because you have been lied to, and you lied to yourself, and you believe those lies about the society that you live in and the so-called civilization that you come from. Because these people are not monsters in your society. They're not monsters in your civilization. They are representatives of your society, a society that is itself monstrous. And again, it's not monstrous because of the system. It's not monstrous because of capitalism. It's not monstrous because of corporations. And Marxism is not going to fix it. Socialism is not going to fix it. Communism is not going to fix it. Feminism is not going to fix it. Red pill is not going to fix it. Okay? Liberalism is not going to fix it. Conservatism is not going to fix it. The system that you created is not the problem. The problem is in the people who created the system. Understand? The problem is the whole cultural context, the whole so-called civilizational context in which those systems were created. The cultural context that created the people who created the systems. That's where your problem lies. The problem is the so-called civilization itself. And you have to understand that anything and everything that comes out from that so-called civilization is going to carry that same sickness. It's going to carry the same sickness, the same infection, the same disease, and that's just a fact. You like to tell yourself in the West, and Muslims also like to say this, that the corruption is some sort of a new phenomenon in the West. And I'm telling you, no, it's not new at all. Not at all. It's not because of Trump, okay? It's not because of Biden. It's not because of the Republicans. It's not because of the Democrats. It's not because of Obama. It's not because of Hillary. It's not because of Larry Fink. It's not because of the World Economic Forum or whatever else you might think of. I mean, you can't keep telling yourself that this corruption and this wickedness in your society is the fault of anything or anyone that your society itself produced. You also can't keep telling yourself the lie that the situation is the same everywhere, that corruption exists in all societies. No, corruption exists in good societies, yes. Corruption exists in good societies, but that's completely different than the West. Because in the West, the opposite is true, meaning that some good exists in that corrupt society as opposed to some corruption existing in good societies. They're not the same. You know, it's like saying that a bucket of water that has a drop of mud in it is the same as a bucket of mud that has a drop of water in it. No, they're not the same. They're not the same at all. You know, a weed and a flower might both grow from the same soil, but that doesn't make them identical by any means. But this is what I mean about never accepting any accurate diagnosis. You're never going to accept an accurate diagnosis because you don't want to know. And to a certain extent, like I said, I don't really blame you because the diagnosis is actually quite catastrophic, because the truth of the matter is, whether you want to hear it or not, the truth of the matter is the West, so-called civilization, is a so-called civilization that worships the devil. Yes, and it always has. From prehistory right up until today, it always has. It has been immersed in a deep and abiding relationship with the jinn. I mean, I know you've been taught to reject this whole concept about the jinn and what have you. I know that. But that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Your beliefs anyway are completely incoherent. That's the truth. The only belief, in fact, the only belief that you have been rigidly trained to dismiss and to scoff at is the only belief that's true. That's the one that you've been trained to reject. Everything else is fine. You can believe in horoscopes, manifestation, extraterrestrials, ghosts, good luck, bad luck, deja vu, tarot cards, Myers-Briggs tests, eugenics, white supremacy, and democracy. You can believe in all of these sorts of delusional superstitions, fantasies, conspiracy theories, paranormal, supernatural, all sorts of oddities, fantasies. That's fine. You can believe in all of those things, except for the actual truth. That you're not allowed to believe in. You can believe in everything across the spectrum, any and all types of beliefs across the full spectrum. You know, you can believe that we're living in a simulation. You can believe in a multiverse. You can believe in timeline jumping, portals, multi-dimensional portals, all of that stuff. You can believe in all of that. That's fine. You can believe that a man is born in a woman's body and a woman is born in a man's body and so on and so forth. And you can even believe that you live in the freest and most wonderful society that ever existed. All of these crazy myths and fantasies and delusions, you have no problem believing, and everyone accepts it if you believe that. Everyone is fine if you believe that. Even atheism, you can believe in that kind of utter nonsense. But you are programmed, you are rigidly, strictly programmed to mock and to dismiss that the devil exists and that your society worships the devil, that the jinn are real, and that your so-called civilization has always been intertwined with the jinn. I mean, from its very inception. This is a fact. I mean, look at that. You're absolutely obsessed with constantly shifting the blame for your evil. I've talked about that many times. You're always trying to shift the blame. You're going to say that the problem is capitalism. You're going to say the problem is the Jews. You're going to say the problem is this, the problem is that, and so on and so forth. You're always looking for a scapegoat. You're always looking for any way to avoid assigning blame to yourselves, but you don't want to do, the last thing that you want to do is assign blame to Shaitan. You absolutely reject even the concept of assigning blame to Shaitan. You'll assign blame to the universe before you'll assign blame to Shaitan. But it's obvious. It's obvious to really everyone else in the world because no one else has a problem believing in the existence of Shaitan. I mean, your society is exactly what you would expect a society to look like that had been engineered and had been managed and had been developed by the devil. Honestly, there's no society in history that has been a purveyor of so much immorality, so much cruelty, so much carnage, so much rank sadism and degradation, and that's a fact. It's absolutely stunning when you look at the history. And someone has to tell you, jinn are real. And you've been messing with the jinn literally for millennia in Europe, in the West. You know, in Islam, we recognize that nations inherit and they transmit their moral character across millennia, across generations. And Europe's early formative period was a fusion of scarcity-driven ethics and jinn instruction. The later empires and philosophies and cultural norms of the West, of Europe, can all just be seen as the matured version or the matured form of that early corruption, just rationalized and technologized, but completely consistent spiritually. I mean, look, prehistorical Europe was an unforgiving, harsh landscape. You had long winters, you had limited edible fauna and flora and fauna. You had low population density. You had a very tough beginning. Europeans had a very tough beginning. I've talked about this many, many times. In this desolation and in this scarcity, that drove you towards a value system that prioritized aggression, that prioritized cunning and opportunism over, for example, cooperation and justice. And as a population, whose, what you can call their survival values, already leaned towards brute force and towards resource domination, violence and cruelty, your worst instincts were codified into a sort of a spiritual code. I mean, just look at all your myths, all the old European myths. The harsh environment combined with a lack of any sort of real moral restraint, that created a doctrine that you still live by until today, which is might makes right, okay? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us in the Quran that there were those from among mankind who sought refuge with the jinn. And you know from your own history, from your own legends, from your own practices, from your own folklore, that you did that. You absolutely did that from the earliest periods, all across the continent of Europe. Oh, you didn't call them jinn. Of course not. You didn't call them jinn, but that's what they were. They were jinn. You know, you called them whatever, spirits, gods, fairies, what have you. But this is jinn. This is shayateen. This is the devil. These are devils, demons. You encountered them in forests, in caves, and in the mountains, and so forth. This isn't me saying so. You understand? This is in your own history. You know this already. In the history of your own European cultures, in your customs, in your folk tales, in your folklore. It's all there. In exchange for protection, protection from predators and rival tribes and from famine and so forth, the jinn demanded your veneration and your obedience, and you gave it to them. This is according to you. So your scarcity-hardened morals got supernatural validation. Again, just look at the anthropology of Europe. I'm not making it up. I'm just explaining it to you in the context of Islamic thought, Islamic understanding. And we call it, in Islam, we call it what it is. It's devil worship. No more, no less. You had Norse and Germanic gods, so-called gods, gods of war, gods of trickery, like Loki and Odin and so forth. They were revered for their cunning and for their ability of conquest, vanquishing others, victory, brute force. And my own ancestors, the Celts, they had underworld entities that they believed in and that they gave tribute to. You had Slavic ones, you had Baltic ones, you had these Baltic and Slavic spirits that they attributed, that they say that they had control over the weather, you know, for their harvest and whatnot. And in exchange for offerings, they would, you know, think that they could get a good harvest and so forth. This is what the Quran has explained to us in terms of people bargaining with the jinn, patronage with the jinn. And this goes back as far as you can go back in Europe. I'm talking about like 30,000 BCE, okay? Archaeological evidence in Europe proves that jinn worship goes back that far. Like I said, in Paleolithic cave complexes that you found in France, in Chauvet, in, what's it called, Lascaux, the Three Brothers Cave in France. You know, you had images of this antlered sorcerer type person. We understand that this, in Islam, we understand that this depicts people who communicate with the jinn, intermediaries with the jinn. And I mean, this abounds across Europe. Anyone who's familiar with European history knows this. You had all these types of figures in European history. You've been messing with the jinn for a very, very long time. I mean, from like 9,000 BCE in England, you had, you know, shamans wearing deer skulls, literally deer skulls on their heads and performing rituals, channeling spirits and whatnot, trying to emulate predatory animals with this animal-human hybrid that is very consistent across all of the records, archaeological records, making offerings to try to guarantee, you know, successful hunts, successful crops and so forth. That's jinn patronage. That's devil patronage. That's seeking protection of the shayateen, okay? So from 30,000 BCE to 9,000 BCE, you people were doing these things. 20,000 years you were doing that. If you move up to the Bronze Age, then you start getting into things like Stonehenge. We're all familiar with Stonehenge. You know, you have these patterns of rocks arranged in patterns at riverbeds, at mountain passes, you know, at so-called liminal spaces, thresholds between one area and another, that they refer to as like doorways between the realms, between the human realm and the spirit realm, between the seen and the unseen. You have archaeological evidence of sacrifices, human sacrifices, offerings, transactions with the jinn. That's what that is. It's devil worship. In places like Denmark, in places like Ireland, again, my ancestors, you literally had human sacrifices. You have what they call the bog bodies. You had ritual killings. It's the sacralization of violence. Does that sound familiar? It's devil worship, and you're doing it until today. Then you got these She in Ireland, these supernatural, supposedly fairies, basically, with portals to the underworld, the other world, and so on. That's jinn. That's nothing but jinn. And people sought their protection, and they do it until now. They sought their assistance, and they sought their favor. They made offerings. They made sacrifices. That's right up to the Iron Age. Then you got the Druids and whatnot, right? Again, you got the symbols of the antlered sorcerers, warrior gods, ram-headed serpents, always elevating and always emulating predators in nature, animalistic predators. You had these rituals and ceremonies and beliefs, all connecting all of these things. The consistency is absolutely startling. I mean, it's a continuity across literally tens of thousands of years. The same sorts of practices, the same sorts of imagery, the same sort of transactional relationship with the jinn for tens of thousands of years, from one corner of the continent to the other, all across Europe. In Scandinavia, like I said, you had Loki, you had Odin, and so forth. You had in all their folktales, you'll find this. In Scandinavia, and you had this idea that knowledge and understanding can be achieved through transgression, through deceit, through predation. You had magic, you had sorcery, you had these mediators with the spirit world, intermediaries, shaman, all communicating with the jinn, seeking their favor, seeking their protection, so on and so on and so on, over and over again in European history, seeking victory from the shayateen. I mean, it literally just goes on and on. You had your seers, soothsayers, oracles, and whatnot, always demanding sacrifices, always demanding tribute, blood, mutilation, degradation. I mean, is this registering with you at all with regards to your society and the ways of your society? This is your origin story. This is your backstory. This is where you came from. I mean, do I even need to talk about the Greco-Romans? It's literally the same belief pattern from prehistory until the Romans. It's the same. Just maybe a little bit more literate veneer on the patron-client relationship with supernatural powers. It's devil worship. It's jinn worship. It's working with the jinn. And Christianity didn't rupture this pattern at all. It's fundamentally the same religion. Once Europe became Christian, so-called, you followed the same religion that you've been following for tens of thousands of years, just rebranded it. That's all. What Europe followed was not even remotely similar to the actual religion that was preached by Nabi Isa, by Jesus, the prophet Jesus, alayhi salam, peace be upon him. Not even remotely similar to what he taught. Like I've said before, Rome did not actually become Christian. Christians became Romans. That's what actually happened. You just adapted, you know. You adapted everything that you had always believed and everything that you had always practiced in your pagan religion in Europe, and you just put the costume of monotheism on it. That's the only difference, you know. Catholics until today enact the drinking of blood and the eating of flesh every Sunday at Mass. You got other Christian denominations where they speak in tongues. Jinn possession rebranded as the Holy Spirit. You've got idols, you've got superstitions, you've got jinn possession. Nothing changed. Nothing changed. You've got your amulets, you've got your charms, you've got your intercessors. You still have your magicians, you still have your witches, you still have your sorcerers casting spells, but instead of calling them spells, you just call them prayers. Prayers to the Father, to the Son, to the Holy Ghost, to Mary, to the saints, to the angels, to whoever, to even to your pastor, I don't know, to your ancestors, to your loved ones who are long past and so forth. And then, of course, you had the kingship, rulership, and so forth, always was connected to their access to supernatural entities. Even your so-called enlightenment didn't change anything. That's a fact. It didn't change anything. It's just another rebranding. The same way that Christianity was a rebranding of paganism, secularism was also just another rebrand. You know, instead of calling upon, you know, whatever, Odin or Loki or Saint Christopher or the Holy Ghost, people just turned to new labels like the universe. You hear that now. Energies, vibrations, archetypes, the unconscious, evolutionary psychology. Again, think about that. Evolutionary psychology, again, is with that human-animal hybrid fixation. And the exchange is always the same, seeking advantage in the world from the unseen in return for belief, ritual, and obedience, subservience, subordination. And obviously in the West, occultism never disappeared either. Like I said, even amidst your modern scientific society, now you just scientize everything, you know? Vibrations, low and high vibrations, frequencies, and so on. It's the same as it ever was. You're the same as you ever were. Now, again, I don't care if you understand or if you believe or if you accept the reality of the existence of the jinn or the existence of shaitan. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you believe now. Your people believed it for the entirety of your history up until just yesterday, you know? And like I said, it's basically just semantics, whether you believe in it or not. It's just semantics. Because you do believe, you just use different terminology. You just use different rationales. You just use different definitions, different explanations, and so on. But the point is, you can deny whatever you like. But you cannot deny the reality of your history. The reality of your history going all the way back to the Ice Age. You people believed in otherworldly beings, and your people worshiped them. They sought their help. They sought their instruction. They sought their protection. And the intermediaries who claimed to be able to communicate with them, these otherworldly beings, these jinn, they led you. They guided you. They molded you. They ruled you. They shaped you. They shaped your whole culture. And you grew from those roots. They sought their help. They sought their protection. They sought material gain. And they sought success. They sought victory through them, through the jinn. They sought their favor, and they feared their wrath. And favor and wrath were always measured or always interpreted in terms of worldly acquisition, worldly favor. You know, if they favored you, then your crops would grow. You would have babies. Your enemies would be vanquished. You would have bounty and abundance, and so on in this life. If the jinn were angry with you, then your crops died. Your enemies defeated you. You were defeated by your enemies. You had poverty, you had famine, you didn't have children, and what have you. Your relationship was transactional always, and always based on fear and based on self-interest. Fear in terms of fear of weakness, fear of insufficiency, fear of inadequacy, and self-interest was always also dunya related, material self-interest. This is your moral code, the moral code of your so-called civilization. It was developed and reinforced across a vast expanse of time. And from the Islamic perspective, yes, obviously, we understand that those otherworldly beings were shayateen. That was devil worship that you were engaged in, that your so-called civilization was engaged in. And your deplorably primitive moral code is further evidence of that fact.